I'll sleep when I'm dead. No truer word said. Work is all I do now. Eyes bloodshot red. Mama looking for her next blessing, hoping I could be that. That's why I focus on rap, to get us out of this trap. I ain't never going back to hating who I really was. Always wishing I was someone else, living life like I'm never loved. Funny how it worked out, you can never count me out. Late nights on these bars, just so I can break them out. I just wanna break out, make something myself. Give a damn about $1, worry about myself well.
What's good, everybody? You are tuning into the very first episode of the FlooR podcast. My name is DiiTouR. I got my co-host with me.
What's up, man? I'm CJ ASHLY. How you guys doing?
Look, guys, a little bit about myself. I'm a producer. I'm an audio engineer. I do mixing, mastering. I do all of that stuff, and I've been doing it for a little over 2 years now. And I've just learned so much. And what I wanted to bring with y'all with this podcast, what we wanted to bring you with this podcast, is just an introduction to not only just ourselves, but our journey through this music industry as we're going through it. So you're seeing everything that we're going through in real time in terms of, you know, if we're writing a song, we can bring that up, discuss some ideas of if I want to talk about, you know, engineering tips, recording tips, talk about songwriting. We can talk about just everything that we're going through in this business as we're going through it. And for any artist who's looking in and they need like advice and stuff, or they just want to see kind of what it looks like to make sure that they're on the right track, or maybe they have questions and we address that as we're going through our discussions, that we'd answer those questions. And also just music fans who just love hearing about music, who love hearing about different perspectives on, you know, some of your favorite albums and artists and things like that. And so it's really just a place for music for us. Music has been a part of my entire life, and, you know, same thing goes for CJ. We really been in this shit for a long ass time, and we're just happy that we get to share this with our fans and all that. And I'm real excited to, you know, see how far we can take this thing and see how it grows as we grow in our careers. You know what I mean? How different the conversations are going to be. And,
yeah,
and that's going to be nuts.
Yeah, man. Like you said, I'm CJ ASHLY. I am a rapper, singer / producer, podcaster now. And yeah, man, we've been doing this for a little while. And yeah, man, this is something that we do every day. You know, we talk about music, we talk about the pros, the cons, everything that pisses us off about the industry, everything that, you know what I mean, makes us laugh, like just stupid shit, all types of stuff, man. And we just really wanted to bring this podcast to you guys because if this is what we talk about and this is what we think about, I know this is what a bunch of artists deals with on a daily basis. So it's really dope to be able to have this content with you guys or bring it to you guys, and you guys can be here with us and kind of grow. Like he said, you know what I mean, shit, in 2, 3, 5 years from now, when we look back on, you know, the start of this and see what it becomes, you know, it'll probably be an interesting thing, man. So yeah, I'm excited to do this, man, with my brother, man. We've known each other since diaper days, so the fact that fast forward all these years and we're doing what we love to do and we're talking about what we love to talk about, it's a special thing, man. So I'm excited to see the future of this. So absolutely, man.
Hell yeah, let's get this episode cracking.
Let's do it.
First question of the day, though. What makes a classic album?
What makes
in a sense that, like, to you, so like not like, you know, in terms of like industry standard, like, oh, this one's a classic because it sold crazy amount of numbers, and that can be part of it too.
Yeah,
I mean, in my personal criteria, I feel like that is part of it. But just like to you, what makes a classic album to you?
I gotta be able to play it front to back. Like, okay. I can't, no skippables. It's got to be able to play from track 1 all the way to the end.
All the way to the end.
That's numero uno. That's numero uno.
So continuity. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. I think that's one. I think your album definitely has to have a sound that we've never heard before. It has to impact the culture in some way. Like I feel like when Lil Wayne dropped the Carter 3, like, we haven't heard anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like that's
that's a huge part of it. It has to make some type of impact. You have to remember the day this album came out. You know what I mean? It has to be a big part of that. Yeah. So that's 2 off the bat for me. I think sheesh. Yeah, I think numbers definitely, plays a role into that too. I mean, it's got to do numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the most important thing to me, but it's definitely. I mean, yeah, it's got to sell. I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's what we do it for, right? It's what we put our art out. So,
and that's like a good. I feel like it's a good gauge too on like how many people it's reaching. Because I feel like all those albums, like you think about the Carter 3, you think about Get Rich or Die Trying, you think about Take Care.
Yeah,
you think about albums
absolutely.
like that, like they have all those things where it's like you can play it front to back. There was a moment behind it where it's like everyone, you heard Get Rich or Die Trying, exactly like, Many Men, 21, like every song on there.
Absolutely.
And then 50 Cent was like, what did it sell, like 40 million or some shit? I don't remember the numbers. This ain't that kind of show, but it's like, damn, like everyone was trying to be 50 Cent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's actually the reason why I even wanted to do music. So, Curtis Jackson, bro, like you the reason why I even wanted to do music. He's why I wanted to be a rapper. For real, like,
yeah,
that shit was crazy. Like, I remember the In the Club video. Like, the first time I saw that, I remember that shit to this day. How I felt about it, watching it. The nigga was all glistening and shit. Like, shit was crazy, bro. Like, 50 Cent, man.
It was hard.
That's my guy.
Yeah, definitely. That first album was like, I remember when that album came out too. I can't remember how old I was. I had to have been like, 7, 8, probably around that. Yeah. But I remember when that album came out because when it first dropped, me, my stepdad, and my mom, we took a trip to Vegas, and we played that entire album on the way over there. And I remember his first 2 singles was Wankster. Wankster, and In the Club. Mm-hmm. So like off of those 2, I was like, In the Club was dope. But I wasn't feeling Wankster at the time. Like I was a kid, and I don't even know what the fuck that shit. Most of the shit that he was talking about, which which was about Ja Rule, but like at the time you don't know. So like,
yeah.
But I remember like getting stuck on Patiently Waiting when that song came on. Like, yo, we had to play that like 3 times before we moved on to Many Men, which was like right after that. It was just like that album was just. I was like, this ain't the same dude who dropped these singles, man, because this dude is deep as hell. Like, Many Men, especially that song, like that shit, I get chills every time I listen to that song. So yeah,
for real.
Yeah,
and the fact that like that was in the wake of him getting shot 9 times, like,
yeah,
god damn.
Hey man, that dude definitely. I feel like he don't have to do shit really. Like he's solidified in hip hop forever just because of that first album. So like, yeah, definitely.
So like continuity. We got continuity, we got numbers. And was that the only 2?
Longevity.
Oh, longevity.
I feel like that's gotta be it's gotta stand the test of time, you know what I mean? Like I feel like there are albums that are classic that don't age well. Like, I mean, I can't listen to Straight Outta Compton now. You know what I mean? Like that album is just, it's so dated, but I feel like the best albums are the ones that you can go back to at any given time, and it feels like it came out just yesterday. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I feel the same way.
So yeah, I definitely put Longevity in there.
Okay. Yeah, mine kind of aligned the same way. Like, definitely, like I have to be able to play it from front to back. Obviously, numbers is like a big thing because I feel like that kind of ties into the impact. So maybe it's more impact that I'm thinking about versus numbers, but. Definitely those 2 things, and replay value. Yeah. Like you were saying, like I should be able to go back to it and hear it over and over and over. Because there are plenty of rappers where like I can listen to an album and I'll listen to it once and be like, damn, that was a good album, but then I won't go back to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Take Care, like I go back to Take Care a lot. I go back to Nothing Was the Same a lot, and I wouldn't even say like that was a classic album, but it's still like it's got. 1 out of the 3 or whatever the case may be. So definitely You know, it's continuity, being able to play it from front to back, replay value, and impact. You know, the moment that it has.
Yeah.
And just because like it's not as simple as that, or as simple as I've described it, there are albums that, so like Lupe Fiasco's first 2 albums.
Yeah.
Would you consider both of them classic, or just like Food and Liquor classic, or the Cool?
God damn.
Because like me, I would consider both of those classics because I go back to them a lot. But if I had to name one a classic, it would be Food and Liquor.
Yeah, I go back to the Cool more, but yeah, I would probably say both of them. Cause like, you know what? Honestly, nah, I would probably say the Cool. Definitely the Cool, but like, Food and Liquor was such a great introduction to Lupe. Like, cause I feel like there are albums, right, where it's like their first albums are great, but it's just like I don't go back to Food and Liquor the way I go back to the Cool. You know what I mean? Because like I'll go back to a song or two, like every once in a while. Like even though everybody hates Kick Push for some reason, but like I go back to that a lot.
I don't understand that.
I don't get it either.
Like
I don't fucking get it. But like
what the hell?
Yeah, I go back to that. I go back to Daydream. But like definitely the Cool. The Cool is an album that I can play from front to back. I'll go to that more than anything. But yeah, I feel like I'm trying to think of another artist who has that kind of has the same thing, like where you have like a great first album, but I wouldn't call it a classic. Going into a classic album, like I don't know.
That is tough.
That's a tough one because I feel like if you were to call Food and Liquor a classic, I'm not gonna look at you and say that you're crazy. Like I understand. Like yeah, it's a fantastic fucking album. But
in a way, you can probably say Drake too, right? Because I wouldn't call it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
Thank Me Later wasn't like a classic.
Yeah, Thank Me Later.
I would say the one before that was a classic.
Oh yeah, So Far Gone.
Yeah, So Far. That's
absolutely.
A classic.
Yeah, absolutely. Because whether you want to admit it or not, man, So Far Gone. We again, kind of like Lil Wayne's Carter 3. We've never heard anything like it. You know what I mean? Like you have like this Canadian ass kid who just like, you know what I mean? Like who just like can't sing very well, but like something about his melodic tone, it just sounds so soothing and like like the songs are so well written, and then you got songs where he's just spitting like ignorant shit. Like I feel like that definitely is a classic. That one and yeah, I would say Thank Me Later was a good album. I wouldn't call it a classic. I don't go back to it as often, but it's a great first album going into Take Care, because I think Take Care is definitely a classic. I go to that one. It's my favorite Drake album. Yeah.
Same.
Absolutely.
Same. I go back to, dude, what songs do I listen to the most? I go back to, Over My Dead Body. Like, I think I've heard you say it before. It's like the best intro to
it's my
any
favorite intro to any album.
Like that.
That is such a hell of a way to start off an album. Like, it's just like the beautiful piano, like just the way it starts off, and then just the way it comes in. I think I killed everybody in the game last year, man. Fuck it, I was on, and just like the way he just rides the piano, like it's just the dopest shit. Like, you know, you went for a treat after that shit. You're just like, yeah, this is about to be a good album.
And the fact that like there was just no drums, it was like literally it was just that, and
riding the piano just
carried the whole thing.
It's just fantastic.
But that, and then, goddamn, like that Kendrick, the Buried Alive interlude with Kendrick. Like,
absolutely.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Kendrick did his thing.
And of course, Marvin's Room. Like, you can't even think about that album without thinking of Marvin's Room.
Like, I remember I was at my my little brother's house, and his friend, he came over. He was like, "Hey, man, you got to hear that new Drake, man." And I was like, "The fuck?" Because like at the time, like Drake was like my favorite artist. I was like, "The fuck?" Like,
yeah,
I know all the Drake shit. Like, shit, man. Like,
fuck.
And then he played that shit. I was like, "Yo, this shit crazy, man!" Like,
he played Marvin's Room, right?
Yeah, because like I think it just came out, like it leaked or something like that. Because like a lot of songs on that album leaked, and like he played that one. I was like, "Whoa, this shit's tight." And I was just like, and I think it was like really like one of those times where it's like everybody was anticipating this album. Like when the leak came out, like I had people in high school just like refusing to listen to it because they were like, no, I want to listen to it when it first came out. But like Nah, the minute the whole leak came out, I jumped right on that shit. Like, it was, I just remember the excitement. Like, everybody in high school was waiting for this album to come out. And, like, yeah, this shit did not disappoint. Yeah.
It was a great way to go into an album.
Yeah,
It was
absolutely.
also, the first one was Headlines, right? That was the first single to drop.
Yeah, it was Headlines, and then it was, fuck. Was that Take Care with Rihanna? I think that was second, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Take Care. But damn, you think about all the singles that came, the Motto. That
Yeah,
one too.
the Motto wasn't that a bonus track off the album?
Maybe it was.
It
I think
was,
you're right.
but they did release it, and like
And then
that,
Hell Yeah,
that shit did
Fucking Right.
huge.
Yeah,
Hell Yeah, Fucking
there was
Right.
a bunch of songs on there, man. They were just
Make Me Proud with Nicki.
Mhm.
Yeah, huge. So like,
yeah. Drake did his thing, man. That's a classic.
absolutely. What do you think about I know this is me like selfishly, but like Gambino's Camp. I know it's probably not a classic in like
In
the
like an
broad-
industry sense,
yeah,
but to you, it's a classic album, and that's kind of what I was trying to describe earlier. Like a classic that isn't, it's not a classic by the consensus by committee. It's to you, it's a classic album. So like, yeah, Camp.
like
That's,
Camp.
that's a perfect example, actually.
Yeah, Childish Gambino's Camp to me. Like if I could only listen to one album for the rest of my life, I would pick that album just off the strength of just like, I remember as a kid I was looking for somebody or looking for an artist at least that was kind of going through the same shit that I was going through, cuz like me, I wasn't really one of the hood kids, you know what I mean? I didn't really hang out with the hood black kids or like, and I was too black for the white kids, I guess. But like
I guess.
you know what I mean? But obviously, but yeah, like when that album came out, I remember like that was the first time where I felt like, yo, this is an artist who understands and like really truly represents me. Like everything about that album, like Outside, fucking All the Shine, like that album to me is just a beautiful childish album. Like it's like that word childish, it's really like really fitting with that first album, because like I feel like that album has so many, like, you would think a little kid wrote this album, just like, or a dumb teenager when it comes to like the concept of love and like girls and
Yeah.
all types of shit. So like that album to me is just, it's flawless, man. And even the way he ended with that power, like the if you haven't listened to Childish Gambino's Camp, you are fucking up. You need to go listen to that shit,
dude.
But like yeah, that album to me is, it's probably I don't want to go on and say like it's the best album that I've ever heard, but it's definitely by far my favorite. Like I hold that very close to me. So yeah, definitely that album.
That definitely. I would call that a classic too.
Yeah, I definitely would.
Like I didn't even know who Childish Gambino was until I heard that album, and you the one who actually introduced me to that album. I think the first song you had me listen to was it was Heartbeat. No, it was Bonfire.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, this nigga nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because like I've always been a fan of Gambino, because I've always liked his shit, but he didn't become my favorite rapper until Camp dropped. I remember hearing Cul-de-sac, and I was like, God damn, like this dude is nice as fuck. Like, is this the same dude that used to make all? Because like he used to rap like way back in the day, and like he was kind of trash back then. Like I ain't gonna lie, he was kind of trash.
I'm not a rapper. Or whatever. I'm just a rapper.
I feel like those mixtapes were kind of, well, like not the first one. The second one was tight, but he dropped an album called Poindexter.
Yeah, I have that one.
I love that album. I do, and I think maybe it's because I'm just like a Childish Gambino stan. I love it, but like I wouldn't recommend it to people. Like if they were like, you know what I mean? Like you have to really be on some nerd shit to like really listen to that. But like I remember when he was I remember listening to him a lot in high school. Like I remember like when Freaks and Geeks dropped, I was like, oh shit, like shit is crazy as fuck. Like, and then like when he dropped Bonfire and then Heartbeat came out, I was like, oh dude, this album is about to be dope. And I remember I was in high school and I was broke. I couldn't afford to get an album. Like my mom wasn't gonna buy me one. So like I remember Laura. like Laura bought that album, and like I think Laura maybe got to listen to that shit for like a week, and then like I took it from her, the homie Matthew took it from her, and then I took it from Matthew, like, and finally like it just, when I got my hands on that album, like I did not want to let that shit go. Like it was just like the greatest thing like I've ever fucking. Yeah, man, and cause like I knew how talented he was and how well like how much better he was getting.
Yeah.
Cause Cul-de-sac is another fantastic project, and then when this shit dropped, I was just like, yo, he's on a whole nother fucking level, man. Like this shit is crazy. Like the production is so beautiful and like so crisp, and then like himself, like the bars like he has on that, like I think that was just when I was just like, yo, I don't think anybody can fuck with him, man, cause he can bar you out. Like it's just the flow crazy. Like it, I can go on and on about Gambino, but
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
Definitely
Shit nice.
classic. What do you think about Because of the Internet?
Classic.
That's a classic too?
Only cause like yeah, man, maybe like I said, maybe it's just biased to me because like I'm such a fan. Cause like I remember when that one came out. I feel like that album has what you need too. It has a lot of versatility to that album, and I think I feel like that album was like the opposite of what Camp was, in a sense of like Camp was a very serious album, but like the production was very light and like beautiful and or kind of like shields you. It kind of reminds you of like like that album really reminds me of just like a kid like going through life and just being protected by all of this beautiful sound and music.
Right.
Like the way that it's like the way that it's composed and put together, like it's a serious dark album, but the production makes it really beautiful. It's like when one of those days when it's like it's raining really hard and then like it finally stops raining and then the sun's coming out. That's what that album to me feels like. Camp, you know what I mean?
Damn, that's a great analogy.
Yeah, and it's like with,
holy shit.
and then with like
that's some real shit right there.
Yeah, but like with Because of the Internet, I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like that album is very like the production is really dark and grimier on there, and like the words are a lot more lyrically. I guess that album is very, very deep and dark in a sense, but like I feel like the overall message of that album is just that like, look, do whatever the hell you want to do in life, because when you die, you don't have anything. Like yeah. The world moves on without you. But like while you're here, do all the shit that you want to do. Whereas like Camp was like just this story of just like this kid who wasn't accepted in life, and he's just trying to find his way through. You know what I mean? And like I think the production, the way that the album flows, if you listen to it the first time, and like the first couple of times, you may not get it, and it may sound very incohesive.
Yeah.
You know, because of the internet. But if you give that shit some time and you listen to it over and over, and like these songs start to hit you differently, like and then it's like it's very like disguised too. Like if you listen to like Pink Toes, you think the song is about a girl. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like him being in love with this girl, but it's really about this nigga selling drugs. You know what I mean? Like it's really like I like the I guess the camouflage of how you can make songs and make it so surface level but has such a deeper, you know what I mean, meaning to it. But yeah, I feel like I love that album just as much, not just as much, but very close. Like that album to me, I go back to that a lot. Like I go back to that all the time as well. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was definitely what you're feeling earlier though, but like, I just remember you talking about like albums you can remember when they dropped.
Yeah.
And that just took me back to like, you know, if Camp was that for you, I would say For me, that album was probably Graduation by Kanye West. Like, that was one of those albums, man, where like the first two albums, like those two albums to me are classic. But I feel like if out of those three, the College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, like that was definitely like his classic album, like definitive. Like the other two are good, they're legendary, like, you know, Gold, like all those singles and shit.
Absolutely,
Gold Digger,
man.
fucking Through the Wire, like all that shit was dope. But Graduation was his classic album.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, I remember fucking buying that shit. And it's funny enough because like when I bought it, Laura was mad at me because she was like, I wanted to buy that album, and I was like, I'm sorry, like I don't know what to tell you, but she bought the Cool later that year, so.
Oh yeah. Damn, I forgot that shit came out like around the same year. Yeah, that's crazy.
But you know, Graduation, fucking Kanye, that was incredible.
Yeah, dude, I remember when that shit came out too. So I remember this is back when bootleg was like, you know what I mean, when everybody was bootlegging CDs and shit, you know what I mean?
When LimeWire and shit,
Sorry,
Napster.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know where my mom got them from, but like I remember she had a copy because that was back when the 50 Cent and Kanye West like feud, not really a feud, but like the like who could sell the most records, you know what I mean? With Curtis and then Graduation. And I remember I was thinking like, man, I remember I was at school, like in middle school, like, man, which one do I want to get? Because I'm like 50 Cent, you know what I mean? He hasn't missed, man. Like, Get Rich or Die Trying, then The Massacre, like, which one am I going to get? You know what I mean? And then like, at the time, I wasn't a huge Kanye West fan. Like, his first two albums, it didn't hit me until much later. And I think like, I was like, yeah, like I like his singles, but I haven't really listened to his first albums like that. But I remember when the singles were coming out, like when like 50 Cent would drop a single, then Kanye would drop a single, like it was just like, fuck, like I like Ye shit better, you know what I mean? Like, and then when that album, like when I finally got to listen to like the full album, it felt like the same feeling I felt when like I heard, you know, Lil Wayne's Carter 3. Like, I've never heard anything like this. And then it's like going back to the other two, Graduation sounds nothing like those other two. It's his shortest album. Like out of those two, like it's shorter. Like it's just like, you know what I mean? Champion, I Wonder, Can't Tell Me Nothing. Like all of these songs were just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was really just like, what did I just hear? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And it was like one of those, like, I was thinking about like what I liked so much about that album. And it's like, it was one of those rare moments where like the album, while you're listening to it, like it feels exactly like the album cover.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's the album art that like, that's why like and that was like something I think about when I'm thinking about, you know, concept art and things like that. Like, damn, like cover art really does matter. Like,
it does.
It's one of those things that I think about. And it's like, it's just one of those albums where like the cover art feels exactly like the music. And it's like, that shit's dope.
Yeah,
like,
just looking at the cover art, I think of like Flashy Lights and I think of like I Wonder. You know what I mean? Like just like those really beautiful, loud songs. You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah, that album, I remember thinking like, God damn, like Kanye is like on a whole nother fucking level, man. And then it didn't, I mean, then Curtis was whack. So like that album, I'm sorry, 50, that album was whack, bro.
I'm not gonna say it was whack.
I'm sorry, bro.
I'm not gonna say it was whack. I'll say
it was whack.
It wasn't as good as Graduation, but I'm not gonna say it was whack.
And it wasn't as good as like his first two either. Like,
that's true.
But I feel like that's what really hurt him. Like that album to me though, like I don't go back to that shit. I might, if I'm in the mood, I'll go back to I Get Money. But I'm not listening to that album. Like that album disappointed me because I was like, I was sure out of that little battle that like 50 Cent was gonna come out of that. Like, cause I'm like, man, like, yeah, the Kanye cool, but man, like gangster rap is where it's at, bro. Like all 50 gotta do is talk that shit, and then it's like Ayo Technology and like none of them shits. Yeah, they just didn't.
He got to. I mean, I don't want to say pop, but I guess you can say that in a little bit. Like because the first one was what, Ayo Technology?
No, his first one was Straight to the Bank. That shit was tight.
Yeah,
that shit was hard. And I was like, okay, 50, we coming out hot. And then he came out with amusement park, and I was like, ooh, I'm not feeling this one. Then it was like, I Get Money, and I was like, okay, here we go. And then it was just like, I think he dropped that one with Akon, I Still Will.
Yeah.
Like, and I like that one was all right, but I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, you just couldn't play it front to back.
Yeah, he has some bad songs on there, but like Kanye's, man, front to back, perfect.
Yep.
There's like 13 tracks on there, huh? Like,
I think so.
yeah,
13,
perfect. Like,
maybe 15.
yeah, man, I definitely remember that for sure. Yeah.
Shit, man.
So what about your top five artists?
Top 5 artists right now. Obviously, you got to go with the big three-headed monster. There's Drake, Cole, and Kendrick.
Okay.
So it's almost automatic. And then the other two, ooh, that's tough. Because I feel like those last two, they change a lot. Like, and it really just depends on who I'm listening to a lot of it at the time. So, like, right now, I'm listening to a lot of G-Eazy, which is a lot of G-Eazy, a lot of Vince Staples, Wale.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is why I was like, when I was thinking about it, I was like, damn, like, why doesn't Wale get, like, the recognition that, like, you know, all the others get if they're peers?
Yeah.
Because, like, I just find that to be so strange. But, like, you know, we were just a conversation we had earlier. But I would put Wale in the top 5. So, yeah, you 3, you got Wale, and then I would probably say Lupe Fiasco.
Nice. I think for me, I just you know what I mean, I would just on this dude's albums like earlier on the show. So like Gambino's number 1 for me. He's always been my favorite. I don't know if we can even, but that's kind of cheating because like right now I wouldn't even call him a rapper. But like, in terms of his music goes, man, like he's still number 1 to me.
Yeah.
Number 2, I would probably go Drake. Just cause like, I feel like his freestyles, like I'm really as an artist myself, I get really inspired by like his freestyles, like traps that he drops where he's just rapping. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
5 a.m. in Toronto, like I said, 0 to 100 real quick. Songs like that where he's just like, it's just a dope beat and he snaps. That's why like I have so many of them, and I'm gonna always keep making those songs. But like, so Drake's he's number 2 for me. I would probably go Royce at number 3, just cause I truly believe lyrically he is the best rapper to ever do it.
Really?
I honestly feel that way. Like, Royce is like the definition of like, he can literally do it all and do it better. Like, I think if you put any MC in front of Royce, he would eat him alive, including him. Like, cause Royce, he has the humor, the same humor that, like, he's like a black Eminem. Like, he has the humor. He has the bars to go with it. Like, he has the delivery, the way he delivers his punchlines. Like, Royce to me is just like, if you just tell this man to rap, like, I can listen to this man, like, just, and he's so damn, like, he's so creative at how he puts his albums together. Like, his past 3 albums to me have been like the most underrated albums that they're like nobody's really understanding like just how fucking talented this dude is. You know what I mean? Like, nobody is really shining a light on how great The Allegory was, The Book of Ryan, and Tabernacle. Like, those albums are just insane to me.
And the best rapper to ever do it?
I think so, man. I think if you put any rapper in front of him, like,
even Mixtape Wayne?
Yeah. Mixtape Wayne was like, as far as like putting tracks together, like just rapping on some shit, like Wayne was hard, but like, he's not as I don't think he's as creative as Royce is, you know what I mean? But Mixtape Wayne was a monster, man. Like, No Ceilings, Sorry for the Wait, the Dedication series, like, I mean, there was a time where it's like Wayne wasn't sharing the mic, nigga. Like, he wasn't letting anybody get any shine. Like, Wayne was on everything. But like, I think I just gotta go with Royce. I think
with
Royce at number 3. At number 4, I would probably put. Yeah, I would put Wayne. I'd probably put Wayne at 4 just cause like. Yeah, man. The first album I ever gotten, like the very first album that like I actually bought with my money was the Carter 2. So like, yeah, he was the first album that I ever purchased. Like, the Carter 2. I wouldn't say classic, but like hell of an album. And then like just how incredible the Carter 3 was. Mixtape Wayne was fucking insane. Like there was like he couldn't miss. Like I felt like every verse was just like, God damn, man. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, man. I was really I was definitely on the Wayne train when it was like his era.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, no, same.
Yeah, definitely.
Same. I never understood motherfuckers would be like, man, Wayne's trash. Like Wayne's like,
I understand, like, cause like there was a period but like it was way after, bro. Like,
I mean, no,
Like-
it would make sense to be like to call someone like, oh man, like Wayne, he's been trash lately.
Or, like,
Like
he
that would
fall
make
off. Oh,
sense.
yeah,
But
yeah,
just to talk about Wayne and like considering his whole discography and
Oh,
be like,
yeah,
man,
yeah,
Wayne's trash. Like
absolutely.
I don't understand that. I'm
yeah,
just like, how?
that's retarded. I'm sorry.
But
Can I
yeah.
say retarded? Will I get canceled for that?
Yeah, whatever.
Never mind. Like,
So then,
Yeah.
all right. So Wayne, then who's 5?
man, who slides in 5? You know what? I gotta go Lupe, man. I gotta go Lupe too. I think Lupe slides into my 5. And that's funny because like I don't know if you remember. I remember we were talking about when that was the topic of like Lupe and Kendrick,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I think Lupe's the better rapper, but Kendrick is the better artist. And like yeah, man, even to this day, like I stand by that. Like, and like he made our top 5. So like I feel like even though you know what, I'm tripping. I think I'm gonna have to take Wayne off. I think I'm gonna have to take Wayne off mine.
Damn. Sorry, Wayne.
Yeah, man.
I feel like with people like Jay, people like Wayne, you kind of have to take them out of your top. Like for me, a top 5 list right now, and then like a top 5 of all time. Like those are two different.
Yeah.
So I feel like Wayne has to be. He's all time now. He's not just.
Yeah, so if I gotta take him out, I definitely gotta put Kendrick in there. Just cause like I remember like I liked Kendrick. I liked Overly Dedicated. I liked Section 80. Like those were like really good projects. But I remember kind of like the same feeling of just like, God damn, like when Good Kid, Mad City dropped, like how beautiful the storytelling was. Like, you know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
I remember like a lot of people was criticizing him for swimming pools. Like they were just like I don't know, I don't like Kendrick rapping this way or like talking about like drinking and blah blah. And it's
Yeah.
like you hear it in the context of the album, it's like fucking incredible, man. And it's like that was a big song. You know what I mean? Like that was like that song was
Definitely.
everywhere, you know what I mean? All over the radio. And it's like I don't even think he meant it to be that way. Like he was like, "Oh, swimming pools is dope," but like this song plays a big part in like my story that I'm telling. You know what I mean? Like it's just, yeah, that album was just like, wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I gotta put him at in my number 4, and then put
Lupe 5.
yeah.
But no, yeah, I remember that conversation. I was like, and I don't know, like I think where I disagreed at, because you were like, it wouldn't even be close. That was what I disagreed. I was like,
And I stand by that,
Like,
man. I still
I'd
think
be like-
if you put those two and you told them to just rap, I feel like Kendrick is going to Kendrick he's Kendrick, man. Like, but I feel like Lupe is just that fucking nerd who just like, you know what I mean? Who like he's kind of like one of those guys where you could just like throw the alphabet at him and he'll just
Yeah, and he'll just pick it up.
continue to just, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he's like a
yeah.
machine. And like the biggest and I remember like the biggest example, not like the biggest example, but like I don't think like like I don't like I was saying like Kendrick don't have a murals where it's like he's really just like displaying like his lyrical ability. Like, and I think that's all that song was for Lupe. Like, I'm gonna just show motherfuckers just how crazy of a rapper I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was just like yeah, and it's like I feel like Kendrick, as great as he is, man, if you just told those two to just sit in a room and rap, man, like I feel like Lupe would school him. Like I honestly do. Like I feel like Lupe is just he's just that dude where like and even like the way he raps, the way it just seems like in places where you need to breathe at, Lupe is just going and he's just going and he's just going and he's just going. Like I feel like that man was just made to rap. But it's like if you put these guys song for song, like then I feel like I don't like as even though Lupe got hits, like you're just not the artist that Kendrick is. You know what I mean? So yeah, I know we were arguing about that like when we first had that conversation like you're saying it's not even close. I was like, man, I just think Lupe's that nigga, bro.
Yeah, I think it would be close, but I wouldn't be mad if it got either way. But I just don't think like one would completely wash the other because I feel like Lupe doesn't.
Kendrick.
You know what? I'm not even gonna say that. I'm just gonna say I don't think it would be like a wash either way.
Because I feel like Kendrick kind of raps about a specific, you know what I mean, a specific topic. Like if he's like, I haven't like, there's not to say that there isn't any versatility in Kendrick, but like his subject matter is pretty much the same in like in what he's talking about. You know what I mean? Like unless he's like making an album and he's telling a story within an album, which is like all of his fucking albums. Like I don't think he hasn't dropped not one concept album, but like or he hasn't dropped like an album that isn't a conceptual album. But like Lupe can just literally rap about and I think it just goes back to me saying like he's just a fucking rap nerd. You know what I mean? Like he gonna rap about whatever the fuck you like he needs to rap about, like, and just bar it with just so many different things and tie them all together. Like it's just I feel like Kendrick would be like, man, nigga, whatever, nigga, like I feel like he's just like that rap nerd. So it's like he would just keep going on and on and on and on and on. And it's like I don't know. I think Kendrick would probably have and this will probably like because I know this is what you really like. He has like, I feel like Kendrick would have like more quotables. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I feel like, cause like I know like you think more like people would be bored of like Lupe, like, cause like not a lot of people would like.
Well, not necessarily be bored. I mean, I guess you can kind of say that, but I feel like with Lupe, it's just hard to catch where those punchlines are. You know what I mean? Like you can rhyme, but it's like there's some guys you can listen to. And they're rapping and they're saying all kinds of stuff and you can hear like rhyming in there, but you don't know where the punchline's at. And so it's like it's really hard to. It's kind of like battle rap, like in a sense where like you know some of these battle rappers they'll get super lyrical and they're like rhyming and shit, and then they'll say something and like it's either the way they just enunciate it or just like the fact that the setup went on for so long. When the punchline actually comes, they're like, "Oh shit, that was the punchline," and then nobody reacts. So I feel like Lupe is like it's almost the same. Where like, and it sucks because the only reference we have are like the songs that they've put out on their albums. When it's like the way we judge it is just because you're saying that Kendrick's the better artist and you know Lupe's the better rapper, but like the only pieces of material that we have that we're referencing to is the material they put out as artists, and not like rap freestyles they did on the radio or. You know, raps that they do like on the street, like we weren't on the corner watching these niggas rap. You know what I mean? Like it's like the only reference material we have is the shit that they put out as artists, that the stuff that they made with the intent to sell. So with that, there's that influence that it has to attract this demographic and it has to be about this or be written in this kind of format. And so it's just really hard to, I guess, gauge it that way when you're referencing all this commercial material. But I mean, I'm not mad at Lupe winning. I just don't think it'd be a sweep. I just think it'd be really close. But it would be like how you're saying how you consume rap. You know, I mean, I feel like Kendrick would have like his punchlines are clear, his metaphors like you would you know, some of them might be a little far-fetched, or like you may not be totally in tune with them if you're not from Compton or LA or things like that. But yeah, but I could see that too. Like Kendrick, his subject matter being the same, because Compton does like make his cameo in his verses a lot. You know, he'll talk about where he's from, as opposed to Lupe. He'll talk about like, you know, he'll bring a fucking project building to life, or he'll talk about, you know, he'll talk about politics, or he'll talk about, just draw like these completely creative stories that like you really don't know what it is, you know.
Absolutely.
So yeah, no, I feel that.
And plus, like, you know, because like if we're comparing discographies, like Kendrick has not missed yet. You know what I mean? Like Kendrick, every single project he has put out is just on par. When like Lupe has had a slew of projects where it was just like,
it kind of just fell flat.
Yeah, so
but it's like that. But that's like you can't. But it's like we can't confuse that as artists. We can't confuse that as like, oh, he can't rap. It's like, no, it just wasn't a good album. Like, because even like Lasers, the first album where they were like, well, that album's trash, and I thought it was a pretty good album. Like, I liked I think All Black Everything was on that one, right?
I think so. Yeah, that was on that one.
I liked The Show Goes On was on there. I like that. I'm still mad that I'm Beamin' wasn't on that album, because that track was fucking fire.
Yeah,
fucking I'm Beamin'. Yeah, there's just like a handful of tracks that I liked on there, but the one that caught the most flack was The Words I Never Said, and I guess. And
I actually like that song. I like the production on there. Like I know, like everybody like flipped because it was like, oh, this nigga calling Obama a terrorist, nigga. Like, you know what I mean, but like, I don't know. I really like. I like aggressive Lupe. You know what I mean? Like, so like I like that song. I thought that was a good song. So like. But I just felt like as a body of like, as the entire song goes on, like there's some songs in there where I'm just like, I'm scratching my head. I'm like, what's going on, Lupe?
Yeah,
like,
especially if you're coming off the cool.
Yeah,
you know, and where you heard songs like Paris, Tokyo, Superstar, and then you hear like a song like State Run Radio, and it's like, ugh.
Yeah, it's just like yeah. And then like I know I didn't like Food and Liquor 2. I didn't like the Friend of the People project. I just didn't. He was really missing for me. I didn't like, what was it? It wasn't the Black album. Like, was it? Like, he had like an all black album.
That was Food and Liquor 2.
That was Food and Liquor 2. Yeah.
That was Food and Liquor 2.
Just wasn't feeling those projects. And
yeah, it was just like that spun around sample with what was that song called? Where they sampled P Rock and CL Smooth.
Yeah.
I forgot what that song was called.
I forgot too.
Around My Way. That's what it was called. That one and Lamborghini Angels.
Yeah, but yeah, he got me back with Tetsuo and You. Like, I was like, thank God, cause like,
yeah, Tetsuo and You did it.
That is now my new Lupe favorite album. Like it to me, I listen to that one like more than I listen to the Cool. Like, it's my favorite. Cause like, I just really love that fucking album. Like, I thought the album was really dope. But yeah,
that album's really dope.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I remember Dots and Lines.
That fucking banjo shit. That like he did a lot of that in that album. Where it's just like there's just parts in there shit where it's just like that shit did not need to fucking be there. Like, slaps, why?
Man, that's my favorite.
Nah, they're like, what was the fucking
because
point?
Because it ends on that too. The banjo comes back at the end. Like, that shit was comedy. I remember I was listening to that.
I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
I was playing it for a friend of mine, dude. Like, you know, and he's white, and I was playing it, and he was like, dude, I didn't know you listened to this, because he thought it was a country song. I was like, yeah, man. Like, in my mind, I'm thinking like he sees the name of the artist, he sees the song. I'm like, yeah, this is my favorite kind of music. And then the actual song starts, and he's like, oh, I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, this is a rap song, man. Dude, I was.
But yeah, like that shit, bro, did not need to fucking be there. Like, I to this day I don't understand why he did that.
Yeah, but that intro goes on for a little too long.
Yeah,
I would have cut that a little shorter. Fuck?
I wouldn't have put it on. Like, what did that have to do with the song? I don't know. But
it's just like an interesting intro. It just like throws you off. Like, you have to look at the little screen on your car to make sure the album didn't like switch over while you weren't looking. But yeah, no, that song, I think my favorite song on that is Body of Work.
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite song on that album. It's between that and like was it a Prisoner?
Yeah, Prisoner 1 and 2.
Yeah, because those two, like, I just love that.
I don't know if I have a favorite one on there, because like that like Adoration of Magi, that one was good. They Resurrect Over New, like with Absol, like that shit goes, like Chopper goes, like that whole, like, yeah, just that whole album, just like I can play it front to back without skipping a song. And like it's just a great album, man. It's a great album. Yeah.
Yeah. That's top 5. Those top 5 right now, all time. I feel like everyone's top 5 is pretty much the same. Like everybody has, you have Pac, obviously you got Pac, Big, you got Jay, Nas, and then that 5th spot can really go to anyone.
Yeah.
Like some people say Eminem, some people say Snoop Dogg, some people say like.
What'd you think about M and Snoop Dogg on that? Have you heard
Damn,
about that?
yo, yeah. I wanted to bring that up too.
Bruh.
That's crazy. Like I feel like Snoop didn't have to say what he said.
I feel like that was some real hating shit, bro. Like I don't understand where that shit came from. Like, cause like they have a great relationship, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just didn't agree with what he said. Like, he doesn't have to be in your top. You know what I mean? Like, that's your opinion, but it's like the reasons why he wasn't in there. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you didn't even have to draw that out. Like, oh, he can't hold a candle to KRS-One, and you know, like,
it's like, yeah,
it's
he
like, bro,
fucking
like,
can.
like, yo, this ain't could body
like,
KRS-One. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, come on, man, you didn't have to say all that.
Yeah.
And it's like, especially, it's like, how are you gonna sit there and be like, oh yeah, it's because he's with Dr. Dre? You know what I mean? He's pretty much, he got the Dr. Dre stamp, and that's why everyone elevates himself. It's like, bro, you got the Dr. Dre stamp too,
bro.
Nigga,
like, what the fuck
are you
talking about? Yeah.
Like, who is Snoop Dogg without Dr. Dre?
Real
You know what I mean?
talk.
And if without Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, does he even get to Master P?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like that was some real, like,
which was a tragedy, man. Like, he should have never went to Master P. But like, I thought like, yeah, I just didn't understand where that shit came from. And like, I was like, man, like Eminem is gonna say something, which he did in one of his songs.
Yeah,
but like,
I heard it, Zeus. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, I don't want to fucking see Eminem and fucking
And
Snoop Dogg beef.
Like, I don't want to see that either.
Who the fuck wants to see that shit? Like,
cause it's like, what? Yeah, no, I totally, I defend Eminem, man. I'm like, he can hold a candle to any of these niggas. I mean, any of those dudes from the '80s that he named. I don't remember everybody that he named.
He was like Rakim. I'm like, Rakim nice, nigga, but I don't know if he am nice. Like, and I think like Rakim himself has said like Eminem is like one of the best rappers ever. Like,
and it's like you can't even say like, in terms of, because like, and Eminem has said it before. Like he said it on Rap God. You know, everyone who's influenced him and shit. He goes down the list of all those people, and it's like, you can compare him to his peers, but it's like I can never say that, oh man, like Kendrick, man, he's way better than DMX, because without DMX there is no Kendrick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's hard. You can't. I wouldn't have said that. Like as Snoop, I would feel like I've been in the rap game long enough to realize that like comparing people doesn't do anyone justice.
Right.
You know what
absolutely.
I mean? Like, because without Rakim, without Big Daddy Kane, without NWA, there is no Eminem. Like Eminem is the product of all of these guys. So
yeah, and that really just like reminded me of like just like a quick little thing to sports. Like, I don't know if you remember the MJ documentary.
yeah,
When Kobe was like, you know, like when they were asking him like, oh, is Kobe better? He was like, well, like what you see from me is directly what, you know what I mean, what came from, you know, MJ. You know what I mean? Like, so to say like, you know, he's like, I'm breathing MJ's life back into the game. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like it's the exact same thing that you just said. Like, you can't really, it's like saying, you know, oh yeah, Kendrick is better than Ice Cube, he better than, you know what I mean? It's like, nigga, like he is a product of those guys. You know what I mean? Like, there's
like compare him to his peers. Don't compare him to his predecessors. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's so stupid to me.
Which is crazy when you think about Dre. You just think about like the fucking long ass fucking tree of seeds that comes from Dr. Dre. Like,
Dude,
it's fucking wild.
that shit is crazy. And like just even if you look at like what he did individually, like to start damn near 3 rap empires. You know what I mean? With NWA, dude was he was a legend before he even made Aftermath.
Yeah.
Then he goes and makes Aftermath. He's like, or not Aftermath, like a Death Row record.
Yeah.
Fucking Snoop Dogg. You had Pac. You had, didn't they have who else did they have on there? Like Corrupt.
Corrupt
Yeah,
was on
like,
there.
you had-
DPG, like, yeah, all that.
You had all these dudes, and then that goes south, and then you bring in Aftermath. That's 3
Yeah.
Eminem, the 50 Cent. Like damn, you did it 3 times.
Yeah, man.
So you made a name for yourself, and all those 3 became a super mega producer legend, and then you put on all these other legends. Like you gave us so much.
Yeah, it just keeps going down. Like, yeah, like you said, just from these guys like 50 Cent and M, going down to like The Game, going down to Kendrick, going down to now Anderson .Paak. You know what I mean? Like all this, like this seed that, like, and it's crazy because like it like and not in any sense am I saying that like the Compton soundtrack is in the same level as 2001, but like if you remember how when 2001 came out, and even Chronic, you know what I mean, like how like there were so many new rappers on that album that like wasn't really like big until like they got on that album, like
Yeah.
Exhibit and like, you know what I mean, like M, like how many people were on like the 2001 album that went out and had their own careers. And like the same thing with Compton, like Anderson .Paak was all over that. Now, I mean, people who really know him, know who Breezy Lovejoy is. Like we knew who he was before but
he
it's
changed
like
his name.
yeah, but like when he gets on that Compton album and now he's a fucking megastar. You know what I mean? Same with even though like John Connor, I wouldn't say he's like a megastar, but he's big now. Like he's out there. And like one person that I thought was gonna blow up from that is Candace Pillay, but like she never did. But like just the collection of artists that were on that project and then went out and just go, you know what I mean, to go do their own thing. It's crazy how like you said, like Dr. Dre is just like he can just put his stamp on you and like.
And it's like
You're taking off.
If Snoop Dogg's gonna say that about Eminem, he has to say that about himself. He has to say that about pretty much everyone Dr. Dre's ever worked. Like, dude is the Quincy Jones of hip hop.
Absolutely.
Like, the dude is a legend. Like,
Yeah, man.
there's just so many people that you feel like when you think about life and like how short it is and all that stuff. Like, people that you get the opportunity to just share this earth with. Like, I have to meet this nigga Dr. Dre.
Yeah, man.
Before he, like, there's just some people on this earth that you just have to meet. And I feel like Dr. Dre is just one of those people where it's like, damn, like, if I ever meet this dude, man, like, fuck. Just to pick his brain. Like, he's probably forgotten more about producing than I'll ever know. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Or like, just production and just in general, just creating an empire. Like, I have to, real, man. I would kill for an internship for that dude for a year, bro. Just to hang around Dr. Dre for an entire year and just for free and just absorb as much knowledge as he give me, bro. Like,
absolutely,
someday, man. Fuck.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. That's real shit. It's real shit.
Bless up to Dr. Dre, man.
Yeah, man. Snoop, stop hating, bro. Come on.
Yeah, Snoop. Snoop, stop hating.
Stop hating, Snoop.
Like, Eminem rap circles around you too, bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
Look, thank y'all for tuning in to the Ground Floor podcast. If you like what you see, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. If you're an artist yourself, leave some comments. We'd really like to engage with y'all to see what questions you guys have, because I imagine we're all going through the same struggles as artists, trying to figure out new things. If you're a producer, same thing. If you're a music fan, just let us know you support, man. Just send a thumbs up or the fire emoji. Do what you got to do. Follow all of our Instagram pages. All those are going to be in the description below. And we look forward to communicating with y'all, man, as this podcast rolls on. It's been a pleasure. Catch y'all next time.
Man. Till next time.
Me, I'm just ballin' it up. Me, I'm just ballin' it up. Couple shots in my cup.
Thank y'all for tuning in to the Ground Floor Podcast. It's been an honor. Again, my name is DiiTouR. My co-host Steven Ashley. Fuck, I gotta fuck that up.
Thank y'all for tuning in to the Ground Floor Podcast. I am CJ. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please leave likes. Some shit.
Leave likes or some shit. Please leave likes or some shit.
Oh man, I'm so tired. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Ground Floor Podcast. We had a blast with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Please leave your like, leave comments. Let us know if you guys like the episode, man. We would really like to hear your feedback and shit. So, you know.
Leave your feedback and shit.
It was going well, man.
You niggas is G's, all of you copping the please, all of you jocking my steez, dirt off my shoulder, man, all of you rappers are